In Whangarei, New Zealand. And bent in front and loose right in front and a score for Myanmar. The North Sumatra main stadium fell silent for a moment. The Myanmar U19 team broke the deadlock and now leads Indonesia 1-0 in the group stage match of the 2026 ASEAN U19 Boys Championship. And then volleyed up to the halfway line. Big step up by Matt Miazga. Keeps this in the attacking half. The supporters at the Northern Event Center in Whangarei, they've got a chance to counter off. Myanmar building up down the left. They've got 4 players, now 5 as they bring the ball into the box. Emerson Hyman, though, good work.
Excellent work by Hyman just to stand him up defensively, making sure that he forces the player back instead of getting the cross in, and not making any silly fouls in the dangerous area.
There was concern in that one sequence in the opening minute of the match when Myanmar got the ball in the box at a danger.
The Indonesian fans at the North Sumatra main stadium continued to cheer. They hadn't stopped singing. They believed the young Garuda still had time to bounce back.
Slow down a little bit for Arhan. Jordan getting in amongst Indonesia, not allowing them to dictate. Jordan getting in amongst Indonesia, not allowing them to dictate. Read up for Choyol. Indonesians making mistakes for the first time in this match, but that's Suleiman. Strike by bombing on there. And Rito takes it on, draws that to midfield group and then slips it to Ferdinand, who has room. Very direct, little ball through, and the finish from Suleiman is absolutely magnificent. What a delightful goal from Indonesia.
Wasn't just about the scoreline, but also about the shift in energy within the match. The previously tense North Sumatra main stadium was transformed, exploding with the cheers of Indonesian fans who had rediscovered hope. The support from the stands clearly provided a significant psychological boost for the young players.
Well, they'll start again from the back. That will have encouraged Clive the constructive way that his team moved the ball from goalkeeper into the attacking final third. They're more than happy just to put their foot on it and go back if they need to find another opening. Midges. Now that's sent long for the run down the left of Vedon.
The Indonesian fans at the North Sumatra main stadium continued to cheer. They hadn't stopped singing. They believed the young Garuda still had time to bounce back.
National cap for him today. He felt he should have had a goal kick there rather than a throw-in. Free kick given for the challenge on Cow.
A nice strike on that follow-up from Hyman. Actually, a nice little side volley.
Nice effort by Hyman. And now here's some pressure from Myanmar. Shackmore, though, able to shepherd that all the way over the corner. A slight redirect by Cameron Carter-Vickers. Set up Mackie Tall to the back post as he drives in the U.S. and their first goal of the tournament. Now Emerson Hyman. 1v1 against Chalmin Wu. Trying to release Hyman down the right side. Nanda Chow. Blocked by Hyman as almost falls to Rabin in the box. But Myanmar able to elude 2 U.S. players in the attack. And now Miazga up over the top.
Taking it on, stuff over the top, but that's going to drift behind our hand. And Indonesia try to wrestle back control.
Both coaches using
energy that Myanmar was going to come out with, especially early on in this match. So far, I think the U.S. is a little bit lack.
Seems to be fully recovered, sends it long up towards Zhang. Slightly risky exchange of head. Opportunity. Feel there might be more of those for Indonesia, and then they go chasing the game. Nearly to goal scoring effect. Late challenge on John, free kick, and Indonesia will be very happy with these breaks in play. Foul.
The referee points to the spot. Penalty for Indonesia. Tony Firmansyah steps up to take the penalty. The referee blows a whistle. Goal! Goal for Indonesia. Tony Firmansyah does his job perfectly. The voices of Indonesian supporters echoed throughout the stadium. A sea of red and white surged. Thousands of supporters stood, jumped and cheered non-stop. Drums beat, proud chants were sung with gusto. Indonesia, Indonesia, Indonesia echoed so loudly, shaking the North Sumatra main stadium.
Shot on the turn there from Murtada Mohammed. Properly connect. Fine ball, it's Jim Kelly. He's forced a little wide and then slips at the worst possible moment. But this is what Iraq have to deal with.
From Seychelles, Bernard Camille did not. Here's Acosta coming in on Ong 2 on the challenge.
Now, Acosta comes in hard on that one, and to be fair, he goes over the ball a little bit and catches a little bit of the foot. So I agree with the referee on that one for the foul.
Myanmar scored off a corner earlier. On the right-hand side with a 2-man wall. Just a yard or two inside the 18.
Murtada Mohammed. This is Magnasi as his overlapper. Challenge. Faha, the substitute. Sadar Abdelamir. Here's the cross, there's Nihat Mohammed in there. Nathan Choi on.
you up to date with the other match going on simultaneously. But already Iraq are through and Vietnam are out. This is the one that can decide if there's extra progression to the knockout stage. And a misunderstanding going forward on the rare time they've had the ball in the opposition third. With a misplaced pass.
Oh, that looked promising. You just see Shell encouraging his side not to drop off. Wants them to stay high here from this goal kick as Japan try to play it short. But a bit of encouragement there. But those are the areas where Indonesia have just got to do a little bit better in terms of their own quality in possession. Simple, straightforward passes. Can't allow themselves to get sloppy with those situations. We're not going to see much of the ball. When they do have it, they need to be very efficient, very effective. The little possession that they'll have. Well, having said that, their first two games, they've been pretty good in terms of creating chances with relative to the...
Iraq 0, Vietnam 0 in the other group game as Rido decides no risk required.
Nicely done. Mustafa Sadoun. What did you see him with a Rome? First 11s as some of the players that haven't played much tournament football get a spot in the starting lineup, but of course this is slightly different, isn't it, with the Olympic spot up for grabs. So it's as first choice as you're going to get from these nations, and it's massive for...
Arkan Kaka was in the Myanmar penalty box. Mriski Afrizal. Goal! 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 The ball hit the Myanmar goal. The goalkeeper couldn't reach it. Indonesia increased its lead and Myanmar conceded another goal. The stadium erupted with the cheers of the Garuda Muda supporters.